So we are finally working on our garden, and I wanted to share a bit of an update on where we're at. So if you watched my New Year's resolution video, my pagan resolutions video a few months ago, I did mention that we are really focused this year on bringing back to life the garden that we have inherited. We bought this house last summer, and I also found out I was pregnant around the same time. So shortly after we moved in, I think we had just like a week or two before my symptoms of HG set in, and I was bedridden until basically around November, December. So essentially we did not harvest anything around August, September when we should have. No weeding was done, no trimming, no pruning. Like, the garden is an absolute shit show. Weeds are overtaking everything. There's a lot of like rotting fruits and vegetables that we just never harvested. So this spring our big goal is to not only clean up this beautiful yard, because the previous owners were amazing. I feel so bad that their work is kind of like rotting away. So we want to clean up the yard, and we also want to plant a lot of our own things. So both my husband and I are metaphysical, spiritual, witchy people. So naturally we want to have a very utility kind of garden. I'm sort of envisioning a bit of a food forest in one area, and then we're going to do a lot of potted flowers, and we want to do, you know, all kinds of different herbs. So today we made a list of everything that we wanted in the garden, and we went outside and we used an app to identify all these things that are kind of just starting to leaf and grow, because we don't really know what they are. Neither of us are good with plants. I should preface this. I'm not like any kind of expert. This is the beginning of a journey. Maybe a big hill to climb, but we're gonna do it. So we went outside with this app and we were kind of identifying everything, and realized that a lot of the things on our list are already in the garden. We have things like violets and African lilies, tons of rosemary, tons of lavender. There's grapevines and tomatoes and strawberries and tulips and blueberries and pears and apples, and I could just go on and on and on, and a ton of things that I have no idea what they are. So what's really exciting about that is that we get to just sort of learn to care for these things first, and then our second set of goals will be to actually, you know, add to the garden. We did get some seeds recently, so my husband's really into things like mint. He loves spearmint and peppermint and doing things with that. He wants to make oils. I invested in some flowers, and we planted some flowers on our deck. We're also working to kind of make our deck a bit more of a sanctuary space, so we bought some furniture for out there for the summertime, and we're hoping to kind of restain the deck. I want to cover it, get some ivy that can kind of grow over the trellis and the roof area. I'm very excited. Actually, in our area they just lifted the ban on bird feeders, so I'm really excited for that. So I went online and I bought this little notebook on clearance from Anthropology. They have like a bunch of monogrammed stuff right now, I guess. I don't know. So G stands for nothing in this house, but I thought it'd be cute as a garden journal. So my plan for this is to fill these pages with pressed leaves, pressed flowers, or maybe photos or drawings of the different things that we're planting. And then on each page I want to fill in, you know, what kind of care that plant requires, how often it needs to be weeded, any special notes about it, toxicity issues, like some things can't be burned or ingested a certain way, and then of course magical uses for those plants and herbs. I'm pretty excited about this. So I think what I'm going to start with is the things that we already have going for us in our yard. You may know that a big part of my practice is communication with different trees and tree species, so plants aren't that far removed from trees, right? I don't want to pretend like I've communicated with plants very well in the past. I haven't. I am not natural with them. It just doesn't come to me. But I do want to leave space for each of these different plants and herbs to write my own experiences. If I'm able to connect with these plants, what kind of medicine I'm receiving more on the spiritual plane rather than just, you know, from the physical piece. So that's what this journal is for. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a bit of a bullet journal style, I think, with, you know, an index and glossary, and we'll just add to it as we go. So I want to kind of give you guys a little of an insight on the before process. I wish I could do like a big reveal, but this is going to be a long time coming. It's going to be a lot of work before we have a yard that we're proud of, and that, you know, we can say we accomplished something. So in the meantime, here's what we're starting with. Here are all of the raspberry bushes that need to be trimmed back, and the mess and the weeds and the weird little pieces of garden art that were left behind from the previous owners. This is where we're at, and I'm really excited to see what the final results are. this is our blank slate. This is our blank canvas, I guess. I'm just excited to see where it goes. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to keep up to date on how we progress through this garden and my journey as I embark on this more green witchery vibe that I've never done before, please stick around, feel free to subscribe, and I will hopefully be uploading a lot throughout the spring and summer because we'll be doing a lot outside, and I'll try to record as much as I can and share our failures and our successes and any insights that I can. We're really blessed to have this space to experiment and grow. I'm really excited to try making the oils and make our own teas. It's gonna be really exciting. Learning to can this fall alone is gonna be like a huge journey. So my baby's waking up. She needs my attention, so I am going to hop over to that. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope you're enjoying the season.